Hello everyone, welcome to Wing Papercrafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today for Fun Fold Friday. So we're going to make a very easy template today for a pocket card, and then we're going to make a very sweet card out of this template. So stick around to the end because you're not going to want to miss it. So we are going to start with our little directions here. So we're going to start with a card base here that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's just flat. It's just one piece of flat paper. And then we are going to make a pocket. So our pocket piece is going to be this one. It's 4 1/4 by 1 3/4. We're going to use one piece of pattern paper. It's 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go here. We're going to make our pocket like that. And then for the actual card that's going to slip in and out of here, we have a piece here that is 6 by 4 1/4, scored at 3. So let's go ahead and give this a good burnish here, so we can get that to lay nice and flat. And then we're going to need some cardstock for a sentiment piece, and we need our piece that's going on the inside where we would stamp on our card, and this is 2 3/4 by 4. So let's go ahead and quickly get this template together here. So I'm going to take our piece of pattern paper first, and we're going to put some glue on this, and we're just going to center that up right here on our card base. So just like that, and we're going to give that a nice press there. Now we're going to make our pocket out of this. We are going to use some tear and tape for our pocket. So I'm going to get this out here. So we're going to just put tear tape on 3 of the sides. So we're going to go this side, and we'll have one for here, and we're going to do one along the bottom here, right there. Okay, now there's that. Now we're gonna take our finger and just kind of burnish these well, because that'll help to get the back of them off. So I'm just gonna take this and peel this. Oh, okay, that didn't work. I peeled the whole thing up. That's all right. Hang on a second. We'll put another piece on. That one was too long anyway. So we're going to get the backs off of those, and let me just grab another piece here, because that one didn't stick right. So I'm just going to put this right here. Alright, let's try that one more time. Alright, give that a good burnish. And we're going to get this backing off. There we go. That one was perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get this down here. We want to make sure that we put our adhesive edge to the bottom, because we don't want to close our pocket up on accident. So I'm just going to line this up with the edges down here on each side and at the very bottom. Give that a nice burnish. So there's our pocket. Now we're going to take this piece, which is going to be our card. We're going to get our inside in the card. And we're going to put that right in here. Okay, and then this, on our card, we're going to decorate the front. We're going to do some stamping on it, and then it just tucks right down in here. And we're going to put another sentiment down here, so you need just another piece of cardstock to put a sentiment piece on for down here. And that is as simple as that is. So let's get our directions back out, and I will show you what we're going to do here. So we are going to use a new product suite that I just got, and this is just adorable. This is called Silly Old Bear. And let me show you these papers, because these are just so darn cute. They're Winnie the Pooh themed. So you've got Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore. And then there's this piece, which is supposed to be the 100 Acres Woods. And another one with Pooh Bear and Piglet. And then this one. This is nice for cards because you can use this as like your focal point, and this would do all the work for a card. And then this piece. And then this one, which has another slew of good focal points for cards. And so now let me turn these over and I'll show you the backs. The backs are a little more subdued, but still just as cute. And this is definitely our woods. Okay, so there's our paper. So we're going to use that. This also came with two different Stampin' die sets. So the first one being called Sweet Old Friends. And it's got all the characters in here and some honey pots. And the dies cut out not only the stamp set, but most of the characters out of at least one of those pieces of pattern paper. And they are just too darn cute. The other stamp set's called Sweet Words and Labels. And we're going to use some of these sentiments out of here and some of the label piece too. Let me show you this. It's got all kinds of different nested... Oh, that's the stamp set. Hang on. The die set. I wanted to show you the nested dies. I'm a sucker for nested dies. But look at this. Look at all these labels. And they're just so cute. And there's some acorns and some leaves, and here's the top of the acorns. So we're going to use this sentiment piece right in here for one of our labels on our card. And this also, there was a, oh yes, last but not least that came in this set was this 100 Acre Woods 3D embossing folder. I haven't even played with this yet, but I'm sure we'll be using it soon. All right, let's get started on our card now that we've seen all the goodies. We are going to start with a card base here, the Early Espresso. So we've got this that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then next layer is going to be our piece of pattern paper. So I'm going to use the back side of this 4 by 5 1/4. So it's going to go next. And it just almost pains me to cover up all these cute, cute critters here, but you know, it is what it is. I love this side of the paper too. So let's get this lined up here so that this is centered. That looks pretty good. Okay, so there's that. Now let's create our little pocket here. So this is our piece of Early Espresso that is 4 1/4 by 1 3/4. So we're going to take our tear tape again and we're going to put this adhesive on 3 of our sides. So we'll do 1. And we'll do 2. Let's make sure we get it down at the end, and then 3. Okay, so there's that. And we're just going to give these all a good burnish. There we go. And then we're going to take your pick tool to get the backing off. Once you get it started, it comes off really easily. Sometimes it's the getting started part that... There we go. And then, last but not least, we'll do this side. There we go. All right, now we're going to take our pocket. I'm going to line it up down here at the bottom. And if you ever get the tear tape where it's like, you know, not quite on there, just fold it over. It'll stick to itself. And then you won't see it. Okay, so there's our pocket. I'm going to just push this down nice and firmly. So there's our pocket. All right, now let's do some stamping. So we're going to stamp on our inside piece. And we're going to stamp on this front of this. But we're going to put this cute, 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 cute little Pooh Bear that I cut out of the paper and his little honey pot. And those are going to go right up here at the top. So let's go ahead and put those down so that we know where to stamp. Because I don't want to not leave ourselves enough room to stamp. So I'm just going to use some dimensionals here because we're going to pop this up. And let's see if we can get a big one on our honey pot, or whether, yeah, we can fit one right there. All right, so let's take the backs off of our bear, and we're gonna put him, I'm thinking right about there, and his little pot of honey we'll put right here, and then we're going to stamp right down here. So we've got 3 things that we're going to stamp. So we're going to stamp an early espresso. This is going to go at the bottom here. This is one of those labels out of that label set. So on this one we are going to do from the stamp set, if I can find it again, we're going to do this, not there, dum dum dum, where is it? Here we go. We're going to do, this says, it never hurts to keep looking up. So that's going to be our first one. I haven't used this yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and season this real quick. Make sure we get that manufactured film off of it. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's line this up right there, and we're just going to get this down. Sure, I'm hopefully get this centered. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So we're going to use that, and then on here, I'm going to open this back up so we can stamp on it flat. Next one we're going to use is this one that says, sometimes when you go looking for happiness, happiness finds you. So we'll season this because I haven't used this one either. And let me get it right side up. And we'll just ink that one up. Now we're going to try to put this right down here below our Pooh Bear. I want it to be, let's see, I'm going to put it down closer to the bottom just because I want it to be in our pocket when we put this in our pocket. So let's see if we can get closer down to the bottom half. And I'm still not sure if that is close enough or not, but we shall see. And that is so crooked. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess it's not too bad. It could be worse. All right, we're going to go with it. And then on our inside, we're going to use this stamp that says the best kind of days are the days spent together. So let's get this one inked up. And we're just going to get this down right here. Now, with this, it doesn't give you a whole lot of space to sign. So if you thought you had more to say that was going to fit on here, other than just your signature, the back of this card, you could put another piece of Very Vanilla here, and then you could have this to write a message if you so wanted to. You can also write on this side of this, so it's completely up to you. So I'm going to put glue on this. We're going to get this down. I'm looking at the ink on the paper. All right, so there's that. Okay, and so this is going to go right, oh good, it fit right down in there, perfect. Now, for our label, we're going to put that right here. I think we'll just keep this flat since we've already got some bulk here. And we're just going to center this down here on the pocket. Just like that. Okay, and last but not least, we've got some bling. So I'm going to use these sequins here that we have that I think match this collection. So let's just put a couple down here. Oh, it flipped over on me. Okay, there we go. Wrong side. So we'll put, well, maybe we'll put this one down. It doesn't seem to want to play. Okay, and then one more. Whoops. That one went flying. Let's see, where should we put another one? Let's do right here. Okay, so is that not just the cutest thing ever? So cute. So cute, so cute. Okay, so here's our template and our sweet little card that we made. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back soon with some more paper pumpkin alternatives and some more of using Winnie the Pooh here. So I hope to see you all then. Have a crafty evening. Bye.